Hey everybody, what's happening? Welcome to our new YouTube channel called Beyond the Veil. I'm Pastor Joelle Righetti, and I'm delighted to be here today. I'm anxious to get to know all the viewers all across the world. I have written a book called Conversations with a Chaplain, Encounters with God. And, I've had a lot of interesting feedback from the book, good and bad. I believe that the best thing that I could have done was get all my thoughts out on paper and make them make sense for some people. And again, not everything is for everybody. But this book, in my opinion, what it has done for some of my grieving clients is put things in perspective and make them realize that sometimes it's only between you and the God that you serve. I don't like to shove my religion on anybody, but I did go to Calvary Chapel Bible College, and I am a biblically based non-denominational Christian pastor. That being said, when I'm at the bedside of my clients in hospice, one of the greatest things that I have been gifted with is the pleasure of helping them to cross over. And so this book is a little bit of that, a little bit of help. The reason why I put encounters with God is because it was my encounter with God. Not that you should have an encounter with God, although I hope everybody has an encounter with God. It's just something that I think is really suitable for what I am doing in my career. And I'm hoping that the things that I have been given and the definitely some of the things that I've been studying biblically and in life in general, the lessons I've learned, they help others. And what are you doing here unless you're helping somebody? We're all here for a purpose and a reason. And so, hey, let's get at it. So this has been an interesting journey for me. And it's not something that if you had told me about 30 years ago, I would have probably laughed in your face. But being raised with a grandmother that believed that there was something beyond the realm of what we could see. I understood that. She was a very biblical grandmother, and one of the very first things she ever did that made me realize there is something beyond the veil was when I was a little girl, and I wrote about it in my book. I was having ice cream with her and my grandfather in Ohio, and while sitting in the car, we witnessed a dog howling, and my grandmother said, "Oh, somebody's going to die." And I remember thinking, well, that's kind of weird. And sure enough, the next morning, my grandfather witnessed his best friend drop dead in front of him on the golf course. That stuck with me, and it didn't really come out until when I was in Bible college and I fell asleep, and the Lord told me that I would be going into hospice care. Now, you probably think I'm crazy. You think, well, how could somebody talk to you in your dreams? But it happens. A lot of people just don't want to discuss it. That being said, after I graduated from Bible college and got into hospice care as a pastor, I realized that something was happening with my patients when they were getting ready to leave this earth. Oftentimes, they would reach out, look up to just before passing, and talk to family members that they recognized. Sometimes it would be an aunt or a parent or a grandparent or someone that they knew that they were very close to, as if they were standing right in front of them. I had one patient saw someone sitting next to me that loved my shirt color. I had another patient look at me and say there was a little girl sitting next to me that wanted to put something in my hand. There's been different experiences in this journey, and the most exciting part of all of this is when you think about it, there is something there that we cannot see. And oftentimes biblical scholars will say, you got to keep it biblical because the Bible is sort of our measuring stick, if you will. And so without coming away from biblical theological views, we're not supposed to be able to talk to the dead. I get it. I don't know what is happening, but I know it's happening with more than one of my patients. And that being said, so does that mean that every one of my patients is tapping into a demonic force? I don't think so, because how would they recognize that person? How would they know that it was someone that they loved? Does that mean that Satan disguises himself every single time someone dies and comes to them in the form of someone that they know? I don't know. I don't think so. For me, biblically, I know what the Bible says, but I'm seeing something very odd that's happening every single time that someone passes, almost on a weekly basis. The importance of this channel is to share these experiences with you. The purpose of these stories is to go beyond the veil.